technical issues with my headset here, and get the volume turned down. Sorry about that. And I think I've got him fixed finally. We'll see how this goes. I'm hoping at least. Anyway, regardless, good evening. I am Sir Charles, the Eclectic Geek, and as promised, Batman's cowl. Here it is. We will be getting started with this bad boy this evening. Had not had a chance to get him opened up yet, so I apologize for that. Again, tonight took a turn. Not quite how I planned, but hey, that happens at times, as I think everyone well knows by this point. So, yeah, so let's get this bad boy opened up here. Everything opened up here. Looks like we're dealing with 3 bag sets, just like the Infinity Gauntlet. And my beverage for the evening, Mountain Dew Baja Blast. A summer treat, which will be gone in the next week or 2 here, I'm sorry to say. Bags 1 and 2, I'll throw back in the box at the moment. Or, sorry, 2 and 3. I'll throw back in the box. We've got our manual here, which I'll set up to the side. We'll get bag 1 out here. So, let's get this guy opened up. Oh. Everyone always seems to love Batman, the greatest detective of all. He ain't too bad. Nah, I got no problems with the Dark Knight. He's a genius, but he's a son of a gun, to say the least. He's made bad calls over the years, and he's dark, and he's bitter, and he's made mistakes. Good evening, Jeremy. How you doing? Jeremy, how's my volume level? Are you having any problems hearing me or anything? Music okay? Let me know if there is any issues, if you would, please. Otherwise, I'll just keep blathering on as we go along here. But yeah, the Dark Knight is very, very much a fan favorite amongst many, many people out there. He is a brilliant man. I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube of how even amongst his greatest enemies, the Dark Knight is still very well respected and revered, even to the point where even some of the new gods like Darkseid, music slightly overpowering, fantastic. I will turn it down. Thank you, good sir. There we go. Darkseid, the new god, the ruler of Apocalypse, for crying out loud. Batman is one of the few mere humans who actually will respect him, as most recently shown in the animated movie Justice League Dark Apocalypse War. If you haven't seen any of the animated DC movies, they're phenomenal across the board. I've yet to see one that I haven't greatly enjoyed myself. So, alright, so as is usual, the book does a great job kind of giving us an idea of the progression through the 3 bags of how we'll get to the final product of the actual cowl. So tonight we'll do bag set 1, maybe just bag set 1. I might stretch this out to 3 weeks. I haven't decided yet. I'm, to be perfectly frank, feeling a little bit tired tonight, but we'll see how things go. At the very least, we'll get this section knocked out. So we'll start off by building up the base with a 6x6 red piece, and on the bottom side we'll take 4 yellow studs and pop those guys into the four corners. The animated movies that DC has put out have covered the wide range of gambits of all the different movies, all the way from the New Frontiers to what else have they done? Some different Green Lantern storylines to some of the more obscure Green Lanterns like Kilowog and Mogo. I love throwing Mogo at people because they're like, Mogo, who in the wide world of sports is that? And Mogo's one of the cooler but lesser known Green Lanterns, I have to say. You do not want to go up against Mogo if you have the choice. So once we've got the four on the bottom, we're going to flip this guy right side up. And we'll start with this 4x4 square piece. It's got some Technics on the sides, holes on the side. He's going to get set dead center on this guy. And with 3 holes and 1 hole, this is going to give us the orientation direction for the front and side for this guy. We're going to take a pair of 4x3 angled pieces, and it's actually going to cover up the 3 holes on each side. So then we're going to take, on the left side of this guy, we're going to create this little sub-assembly piece here. So we've got a 4, 8, 10, 4, 8, 10. Hey, I grabbed the right one. So 1x10 plate. We're going to take a, let's see here, a 2x2 plate, a pair of 1x2 plates, and a pair of 1x3 plates. Oh, sorry, a single 1x2 plate and a pair of 1x3 plates. We're going to build this guy up a little bit. This is going to be the front of the whole thing, where eventually we will be affixing the actual sign for the bust. So I'll put the 2x2 centered on here, with the 1x2 underneath him to support him and balance him out. The 1x3s will go ahead and flank him. Waiting for the Green Lantern John Diggle from finale of Arrow. I think they're starting to actually tease that on Flash, actually, Jeremy, as a matter of fact. The last couple episodes, they actually had Diggle on Flash, as a matter of fact. So if you're not caught up on Flash, you might seriously want to. I won't say anything more than that, but I think Diggle's about to go on his own little hero's journey, and things are about to get very interesting for the Diggle family, let's just say. So, yeah. And if I saw correctly, I think there's I actually haven't gotten into Stargirl yet, but I think Stargirl, which is also part of the DC television universe, I think they actually have, I saw something just today actually about a Green Lantern storyline going there as well, but I haven't, like I said, I haven't gotten into that show yet. They just started season 2 3 weeks ago, I think. Yeah. Alright, so on top of the 2x2 plate, we'll go ahead and put this anchor that eventually will get a piece that we don't have yet, but it'll be a 2x2 that'll go on here. It'll be like a little hinged piece, so it'll go on there eventually. This guy then will go on to the left of this guy, centered, and this is officially now the front of this guy. So I'm blanking on the actor off the top of my head. Jeremy, if you want to check his name, feel free. But the guy who plays John Diggle, man, absolutely fantastic. The guy's done from day one when he was on Arrow, starting off. Oh, he's just been absolutely fantastic. Oh, really? You're back on Arrow season 1? Oh, dude, That show was just absolutely phenomenal. I'm currently getting... Oh, no, that's right. I finished getting caught up on Supergirl. I'm one episode back on Legends of Tomorrow, which is funny as all get out. I really like that show. Then Flash is done for the season at the moment right now. On the back of this guy, we're going to take another 1x10 and a 1x8 plate, offset them in the middle, and that'll just balance out the back of this guy. So he'll just go in the back there. All the DC TV shows, they've done a fantastic job with them. Once they started doing the crossovers, they did a brilliant job with every single one of the crossovers. And when they did that last Crisis on Infinite Earths, oh, did they knock it out of the park with that. They did a brilliant job there. And I was actually fortunate enough to meet Stephen Amell once. It was about 3 weeks after it was announced that Arrow was ending. David Ramsey, thank you. Yeah, David's done a phenomenal job with the role of John Diggle. But I actually got to meet Stephen about 3 weeks after it was announced Arrow was ending. I was at the premiere of his and his brother's independent movie Code 8. If you haven't seen, highly recommended, by the way. We're going to take another 1x10 and 1x8 plate and actually put them on the bottom this time. These are going to go on the opposite sides to basically form a square around the perimeter of this guy to basically widen out the entire base of the entire superstructure here. But while I was there, since it was a whole VIP event, I actually got a chance to talk to Stephen for a few moments and got to tell him what a phenomenal job I thought he's done with Arrow. Thank him for all of his years of work with the show, building up and helping set the entire universe. Nicest guy in the world. And he was able to actually hint. He couldn't give any real details, but he actually gave us a couple of hints about his new show that has just premiered, Heels, on Showtime. So really classy guy. Excuse me, sorry. Really classy guy. Very personable. A lot of fun. And like I said, if you haven't seen Code 8, do yourself a favor. Rent it. Check it out. See if you know somebody who has it on a media server or something. It's unbelievably worth seeing. So we're going to go ahead and build out from these 4x3 angle pieces, and got a couple of now corner pieces. We're going to build out the base a little bit further. Now we are still keeping the sides here free, which is where we're going to start building up the centerpiece in just a moment. I have a feeling as soon as I turn the page, golly gee, it's almost like I'm psychic. Or this is the exact same thing we did for Infinity Gauntlet a couple weeks ago. Golly. Alright, so we're going to take a pair of Technic pieces here. With the Technics, we're going to take a pair of these black connectors, one down from the top and bottom. We're going to go ahead and put these in here. And by having these two together, this is going to give us a structural piece that's going to come up right from the middle. And with this this plus piece, he's going to go right in the middle here, go through the bottom hole of the Technic, and give us a very loose connecting piece. But as we build up the superstructure around him, this is going to just get more rigid and give us the entire superstructure all the way up. So yeah. Yeah, the Constantine Lucifer, technically actually it wasn't Constantine that crossed over with Lucifer, not to be pedantic, it was actually during the Crisis on Infinite Earths that actually crossed over with Lucifer, because Constantine is actually on DC Legends of Tomorrow now. He's a series regular. And Matt Ryan is just fantastic. They could not have done better casting him in the role of Constantine. Fantastic job with that role. Alright, so now this pin that we put in place to hold this Technic here, since we don't want this guy to slide out, we're going to go ahead and close him in place with another 4x3 angled piece. Literally just by plugging him in there. Piece now can't fall out. He's good to go. And we'll just put another one of these on the other side to lock him in. Alright. So now what we need to do is we're going to start putting a little bit of a combination of pretty much all decorative pieces around here. So what we need are 4 2x2 cornered black pieces like this. And then 8 gray 1x1 doesn't really show up, but they're actually translucent black pieces here. So, yeah. Yep, he is a regular now. And yes, it was during, as I said, it was during the Crisis crossover. I did actually watch the half season that they had of the Constantine show. Oh, I would have loved to have seen where they went further with that. They pulled a Firefly there completely. It was definitely cut off in its prime, no question. 2, 4, 6, 8. One too many. So we only need 8 of those. So now these guys go in the corner like so, it looks like. Yeah, that looks correct. So these go into the 4 corner pieces like such. And what's to me, utterly fascinating is when they did the Crisis on Infinite Earths, they tied in everything. So about 15 years ago, there was another DC-based series called Birds of Prey. That is officially now part of the universe. They officially tied in Batman the 1989 movie as part of the DC universe. They officially tied in the Flash TV series from back in the early 90s, where John Wesley Shipp, who plays the dad, or who plays several characters on the Flash currently, where he played the first Flash in a TV series. That series is officially part of the universe. And there were several other surprises that absolutely blew me away. But to me, the absolute best cameo in there was Kevin Conroy. Hands down. That was, no question, the best part of the entire thing. Okay, so we've got the 4 corner pieces in there now. Then we've got the 8 translucent pieces, so we've already got a little bit of additional support coming into play here. So with those in now, we'll start by... Oh, I put these too close in. Oh, I loved the original Flash. And what was fascinating about the original Flash and the new one too, I don't know if you ever saw that, when they brought back in the new series, they brought back the younger Trickster to rescue his father, the older Trickster, played by Mark Hamill, who played the Trickster in the first series. I thought that throwback was genius. I was so happy that they did that. Okay, so I put those too close, actually. So I needed to actually bring those back, because now we're going to grab two of these 2x very, very tall translucent pieces. And then we're also going to take a pair of these dark gray 1x2s, but they actually have a right angle to the top of them. These guys right here. So that'll go on there. And that'll go on there. Alright. So what we're actually doing here is this is going on front and back. The right angle portion of this is actually going towards the inside. So we're utilizing the right angle portion of the studs not to actually plug into anything, but to actually pin the Technic piece into place so it has effectively no play to it at all. So yeah. Oh yeah, no. I love when they do all those kinds of throwbacks and whatnot. That always makes me so happy when they do those types of things in any TV series. Okay, so we're going to now fill in these other locations on the other sides with the other two of these with a pair of 1x2 straight up plates. And that takes care of that. Alright, so you can see the Technic now's got no play to him really whatsoever, but since he does have a little bit of play, these pieces move rather easily. So we're going to secure the whole thing in place by taking another one of these squares that had the holes in them, but we need him up just a little bit higher. So we're going to take a 4x4 plate that's got a hole in the middle and give him a little bit of a boost. Alright, so we've got the front here, the single hole. We just get orientated to the front. So that gets popped into place like so. Alright, now, with him in place, where previously we used a pin in the bottom to hold this guy in. Alright, Jeremy, you have a good one. I'll talk at you later, man. We gotta talk more about this stuff. In this case, what we're going to do is we're actually going to go ahead and use these actual blue double pins to hold this guy further in place. So with the double pin, we're going to put the 2-pin component to the inside to lock him in place like so. But that'll then leave the single pin component sticking out that will then be connecting something else to in just a moment. So that is now fully locked into place. As you can see from trying to push it, the Technic in the middle ain't going anywhere. He's locked. Okay. So now, what we've got next is 3 of these 2x2 plates with a hole in the bottom of them that we're going to be connecting to. 2 of these are going to connect to the little pins we've already attached. A third one we're going to secure to this back hole using one of these 1x1 black pins. So we'll attach him. He'll go on the back. He'll go on one side. and he'll go on the other side. Now, one thing I learned recently, and I didn't even know about this, is the way... I'm trying to let this focus, sorry. The way some of these pins are designed, they're actually designed with and without friction in mind. So some of these pins are designed specifically so that when you have them together like this, they're designed specifically so this actually does hold in place like this, and other ones are designed specifically so they'll just flop freely. So these are the friction pins so that they'll actually stay in place basically without you having to do anything with them. So as I kind of shake it around, as you see, the 3 plates really for the most part don't move much at all. So I just learned about that a couple weeks ago myself, actually. I found that rather surprising. I just never thought about that. Again, one of those things that in retrospect makes perfect sense, but just never considered it. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and mount this plate up on top of everything. The plate itself is going to go flush to the front of the gray panel here. So just make sure everything secures down into place. All the studs... Oopsie. Oh, fudge. Of course, I did not just knock pieces off naturally. 1 second. All the studs up here did lock, but I pushed too hard from the bottom, and I popped off 3 of the 4 of these little corner pieces. So let me just pop these back into place. So, just because you apply pressure in one direction doesn't necessarily mean you can apply it in the counter direction and everything's going to hold secure every time. So just need to be careful when you're doing that. I've done this many times to myself. So alright, continuing on, we're going to need a 1x6 plate, a 2x6 red plate, 2 1x2 dark grays, and then 4 black 1x2 right angle to 2x2 panels. And these guys are going to hang off the side and allow us to start building in multiple directions. So this guy's going to start off centered in the front, and the red will start off centered in the back. And then on each side of the red, we'll hang the right angle pieces. Next to the right angle pieces will be where the 2 grays will go. And then following that, we've got the other 2 right angles. So everything got applied at the same layer. Everything is all unaccounted for. Alright. Next we've got a 2x4 brick and a 1x2 brick. Yellow though, where are you? There you are. Alright, so we'll start off by putting this guy in the middle here. And it looks like he just centers up right behind him. Alright. So now we're going to apply some cosmetic stuff on this side here. So we're going to take a 1x4 right wing, a 1x6 plate, and a 1x2 black plate. We're going to build up on the right hand side here. So first thing is he's going to go across the top here. The wing is going to go beneath him. And the 1x2 is going to go next to him. Now we're going to basically lock all of this in place, because you can see as soon as I touch there just the slightest amount, that just popped loose right away. So we're going to lock all that in place. with this 2x6 curved piece, this whole thing's just going to lock right on here. And all that gets held in there. So we're going to mirror that on the other side. So pop the 1x6 on top. Grab the 1x2 beneath him on the left. We'll grab the mirrored wing. And just to make sure, we're going to flip to the next page. We're going to grab another one of those curved 2x6s. And he goes there. Alright, now, working off the top again, we've got another 1x4 brick, which is going to go right on top of the previous one. Then across right in front of him, we've got 3 1x2 bricks that are too tall with studs off the front. So 2, 4, 6 wide here. Alright. And then now we're going to build up the sides here a little bit with a couple of sub-assemblies here. So let me set him off. We need 2 1x4s, 2 right angle 2x2s. We need 2 dark gray 1x2s, but I'm out of those, which makes me think I used the wrong dark gray 1x2s somewhere else, and I think I know where. Not there. Yep, right there. That's exactly what I did wrong. At the top of the towers here, I just grabbed regular dark gray 1x2s. I should have grabbed the translucent ones that I now see sitting right here. So I need to actually take this whole section off here. Goodness gracious, come on. Oh, that's right, because that whole thing's on there because of these guys. And these guys, wow. I took a whole bunch of stuff apart here to get back to this. So here's one of those instances where, yeah, a minor incorrect piece. I really had to go back several steps to fix that little boo-boo on my part. I mean, thankfully, still not catastrophic, but again, this is also one of those instances why they always use bag sets to prevent you from doing something like this, getting 700 pieces in and go, uh-oh, that one really crucial piece I needed is now buried way, way, way in the middle. Uh-oh. So, yeah. Alright, now that's good. Left, right. Alright. Now we're back. Okay. And then with that, then I need a pair of these 1x2 bricks with studs off the side. So first we'll handle this side where we need a 1x4, 1x2, the brick, and then the right angle going this way. And then for this side, we've got the 1x4, 1x2, brick, and right angle going this way. Alright. So now, he's going to connect here, from the looks of it. Looks like he just cures across the top there. So then he mirrors on the other side. Everything looks firmly seated, properly aligned, looks good. Got the 4 light gray studs exposed, perfect. Alright. Alright, now we're going to go for a bright yellow piece here. We're going to flip him over. Take another couple of these gray with the studs on the sides. So we're building a park bench of some sort here. And with those 4 on, we're then going to take this 2x3 angled base, and he goes like that. And that looks right. So we'll take that whole thing, flip it over, and turn it around. So off the back, it's there. Seems like kind of a weak connection to me, but that's what the instructions say to do. Because the yellow is flush up against the red there. Okay. Alright. Next we're going to take a pair of the yellow 2x4s and a couple more of these gray guys. After putting these 2 together like this, these guys are going to flank and go here and here, so that I extended the edge matching that, and then we've just got the little red 2x2 area exposed in the middle here, matching that. Okay. All right, now turning this guy around off the front here, we're going to take 2 more of these very popular gray bricks and take 2 2x3 reds. Basically make them into like sporting caps on the guys, I guess. And these are going to go off the front. This is that track that always gets loud, I remember. Alright. Now we're going to grab this very unusual S-shaped piece. He's going to get a round 2x2 plate on top of him in yellow, right at the edge. And then he's going to get built up with a 2x2 red brick. Now, he'll go... What's interesting is in this whole thing here, we've got a nice little recessed area at the bottom here. So this whole section is recessed, and this is still kind of weak at the top here. This whole thing is going to go right on top and lock it all into place. There we go. Just had to get the right angle on it. Alright, now everything's all in there. Cool. Okay. So now I got another couple more little sub-assembly pieces. Pair of dark gray 1x4 plates. Pair of black 1x1 corner stud pieces. I got studs coming off of 2 of the corners. And then these tall red window-ish type of looking things. So one of these guys is going to look like him on the edge, the window going that way, and then this one is going to look like that way. Okay, so on each side of of it, I think we're going to go right about here from the looks of things. That's what we're looking at so far. Almost looks like a raver getting ready to party. Yeah! Let's get down, yeah! Turn it up, turn it up! I'm sorry, that was very stupid, I apologize. Okay, so now we're going to grab a 1x8 gray, 2x8 gray plate, a 1x8 red plate, and two more yellow 2x2 rounds. These guys will go on each edge, and the red will go across the back here. Alright. And if we built all the layer heights correctly here, this should secure across all these guys. And it does. And now, to me, it looks like a robot from Futurama. I don't know which one, but it kind of looks like it does. Was that Claws or something like that? I don't remember. Okay. Now, we're going to take the last, it looks like, of the 2x4 bricks we got here and pop him in place across the back. We've got a couple of windows that'll go on each side. It doesn't look like it matters. I think it matters which way the window's orientated. Then we've got two more windows that are going to go across the back. And put that all into place. Alright. Now those windows are definitely not too stable. We'll grab this yellow, was it a 2x10? And a pair of yellow 2x4s. And use that to kind of lock everything into place. Alright, so he's actually going to connect the window to the rest of the structure here. And then he'll do the same on this side. And then we're going to further connect everything with these red 2x6s by giving it another layer of structural support. When in doubt with Lego, layer it. They do that a lot. All right. Okay, now looking at the front again, we've got a smaller gray windowish type piece which on top of him, we're going to take another one of these darker gray 1x2 bricks with the studs off the front and mount him here for kind of like a nose-ish type piece. It kind of looks like for now. On each side of him, we're going to have a pair of these yellow studs, and on top of the yellow studs, I'm going to put a 1x1 brick with a single stud coming off the front. And the nose we just put on has now been flanked. All right. On each side of those pieces we just put on, we're going to build this up a little bit higher with one of these taller 1x2 too tall front stud bricks. And then further up, as in vertically, we're going to take another pair of those bricks, put those in the middle, but then on the sides here, we'll take a pair of these 1x's and kind of finish off the whole front of the face to give us a whole nice area to build off of in a little bit. So, okay. Now we're going to start building from the top here. Got a bunch of pieces going on here. So 4 more of the grays and 4 more of the black ones. So we'll start with the black ones on the corner here, to the right and to the left. And then the gray 2x's next to it. And then the grays will come in on the corners. And the blacks will be on the inside heading towards the middle, adjacent to them. Alright. So now I've got a couple more of these 1x1s with a single stud. Each one of them are going to get a plain red 1x1 brick. Nothing special. And I'll use my old trick of intentionally putting them off slightly, putting them flat against the table, and using the Lego separator tool to kind of rub them in place so that they get properly aligned. These guys will go in this little section here, also pointing off to the sides. Now, interesting. So those do, stud-wise, they do line up across the top here. So the whole top is all at the same level right there. Okay. Alright. And then last but not least, we will take the last 4 of the 1x2s, 2 tall front studs, and finish off the, so to speak, facial area to just give us more area to build out on the next time we get to this. So that is bag 1 complete. So we've got a little bit of area to build on the sides and on the back, but at the moment you can see we got a lot of area to build off of on the front in the future. So that's where we're at for today. So yeah, chatting with Jeremy about all of the DC TV shows and everything took a bit longer than I expected, which is perfectly fine. These are obviously never intended to be hard-timed, scheduled, other than when they were supposed to start. And again, I apologize for starting late today. I'm never set to a set schedule as far as when I want to have these over by, but yeah. It was just fun tonight. But again, I am tired, so I am going to call it kind of an early night. Next week, we'll hit bag set 2, maybe 3 as well. We'll see if I get through both of them. Worst case, it's 2 weeks. Maybe just 1 more week. We'll see. But yeah, that was the start of Batman's Cowl. Preview next week, at least for bag set 2. We'll be hitting that much of it for sure. So we will be getting the ears of the cowl for certain. We'll be getting the details on the sides. My suspicion, just looking at this and seeing what we have currently available to us for mount points on the sides, and probably the back as well, is we will probably be taking panels, building up the panels with all of the detail for like the ears of the cowl and whatnot, and then we'll be affixing them to the actual bus itself. That's probably how we're going to actually be building this up. Just because there's not enough mount points here to build off of it. So we're probably going to build the plate, take the plate, add everything to it, and then affix it to the bus itself. That's my guess. But again, we'll see for sure next week. So, with that having been said, I have gone ahead and actually published my first IT video. It's on a Linux utility called SED. I'll be publishing my next one. We actually be starting our video series with my friend Laura Penhallow on Nagios, an open source tool. That video will be coming out in the next day or so. So if anyone is interested in IT stuff, I'll have other videos showing up soon as well. So if anyone does have any requests or anything, please feel free to email me. Questions at eclecticgeek.guru. Feel free to drop me a line. If anyone has any Lego questions, of course, if you have any sets that you would like to see done, or any questions about Lego sets, or want to give your opinions on anything I've done, please shoot them my way. I'd love to get anybody's input on anything. But in the meantime, I had fun this evening. I hope I was at least somewhat entertaining, or you got to laugh at me some and you got some entertainment out of it. That's just been my goal. I'm just having a good time here. Thank you very much. I am Sir Charles the Eclectic Geek. It's been a pleasure, and I hope you have a great evening. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.